feel the burn.
5, give me a pause at the end. Squeeze, 6, there we go.
Whew.
How's that feel?
That burns.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. Ryan Bentson here, owner at One Gen Gym. We are gonna get through a glute and leg workout. See, she's never done the workout with Boss Man yet, so I'm gonna put her through one of my back-breaking glute workouts. Here it's all about ongoing education, making sure that our trainers are equipped to give the best workouts possible. So we always are refreshing and going through stuff, giving them new creative ideas what to do with their clients here at One Gen Gym. So, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
She's not ready. Let's go. So, first exercise I want to do is a split squat.
Split squat, okay.
Glute development. Most people underestimate the power of squatting to build glutes. See all the girls, they want to do the cables and all the fun stuff and rubber bands. That's great, you know, a little bit. But the fundamentals to building good glutes, good legs is just squats, right? Full range of motion and a stretch. So the stretch is the most important part. So doing a split squat, we can get a bigger stretch, especially on this. This is the tough stuff squat machine. So we're gonna do single leg. So you're gonna get up in here.
Okay.
Feet middle of the platform. What we're gonna do is come up, unlock it. All right, now we're just gonna draw one foot back into a lunge position, right? To where you can come all the way down and get a big, big, big stretch. Now what we're gonna do is come all the way up to where your back foot is coming off the ground and all the pressure is coming up. So right there and then right back down. So full contraction, but most importantly, a huge, huge stretch in that glute. Yes, just like that. By taking that foot off the ground, we are losing the ability to use a lot of momentum by pushing off of that toe. We don't want to push off that back leg. We want to push off the pressure off the heel on the lead leg. Good, switch. Does it feel like a warm-up?
No.
No? Big stretch. There you go. The reason I like this machine, got 3 more. A reason why I like this machine for doing this is because the front foot is elevated on the platform, gives you a bigger stretch. Doing a split squat like on the Smith machine is great, but then it's hard to find a way to elevate the front foot. You can use a plate, you can use a box. There's several ways to do this exercise. I like to do it here just because it's set up for it and it's easy to do. I don't have to move a lot of things around the gym to do it. So this one is really designed. Also that curved platform makes it a lot easier on the ankles and on the knees, right? So if you're looking for a good machine to do split squat, this is it. We started light, that was only 25. We're gonna put another quarter on this side. So, like I said, in order to grow, it's all about being uncomfortable, right? We gotta recruit new muscle fibers. So it's not just about doing the same things, repetitiveness throughout the gym. We've all seen that guy, LA Fitness, 25 years, goes every day, does the same routine. He's looked the same for 25 years. It's because they're not changing up the resistance, they're not adding resistance, they just have their set routine. You got to recruit new muscle fibers. By doing that, you have to do something that puts your body in a position where it's uncomfortable and not used to doing in order to recruit new muscle fibers to do the same job. Right? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make her very uncomfortable.
Let's do it.
And I'm so comfortable being uncomfortable. It's my favorite thing to do. All right, let's go. 10 reps. 1, 2, big stretch at the bottom. There you go. 3, 4, 5, 6, good. 7, 8, 9, One more. 10, switch. How's that weight feel?
Feels good.
1, 2, 3. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Perfect. So at least you've had your own transformation, right?
Yes.
And when did you really start that transformation?
Well, I started seriously getting into weight training this year. I've always played sports. So swimming, lacrosse, cross country, but never any serious weightlifting until about March this year. And I really got into it.
So I was impressed. I saw your before picture, your before and after, and you've done a hell of a transformation on your own, which honestly is one of the reasons we brought her on here as a trainer. I think what makes the best trainers is people who live it themselves and have had to figure out how to transform their own body. It makes you not only more knowledgeable, but it makes you a little more compassionate and understanding when you're working with clients who are struggling, right? So you also teach group X too, right?
Yes.
So group exercise instructor. How about this? I'll put you through this, and then you can put me through one of your Pilates. Mat Pilates classes.
Okay. Let's see it, Ryan. Mat Pilates. Love
I'm
to
gonna
see
do
it.
Mat Pilates. We're gonna keep the weight.
Okay.
I think that was good. What is Mat Pilates, by the way?
You're gonna find out after
Like you
this.
just lay on the floor?
Yep, that's it. Lots of core work.
I've been doing Mat Pilates for years. I'm an expert. Sorry. Two more. Good. One, 2, 3, 4, perfect. 6, 8, 9, one more. Good. So, what is your end goal? Like, what is your ultimate goal with fitness? Your personal, not with training your clients, but like yourself.
Physically?
Yeah.
Right now, my goal is try it a little bit for summer.
Okay.
So successfully with my own programming, I've shredded about 8% body fat in 14 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. So also was able to gain a little bit of muscle. So body recomp. So muscle, fat shred for the summer. Then have a little maintenance of that.
Okay.
And then maybe build up some muscle after that.
See, I saw her on the day one and I said, I have a goal. I think she should compete in wellness because she's got the genetics for it. And that would be a great goal. I think you'd be very competitive in the wellness division. You got the right structure.
Get that booty going.
Done with the split squats. We're keeping the sets minimal. I like to put the body under a lot of stress, but not too much stress. So I believe that overtraining is one of the largest mistakes in the gym by people just spending too much time, too many sets, and not enough effort. What I mean by that is there's no magic in the motion, guys. It's all about the effort you put into it. Taking your body into failure and doing it within a couple of sets so that we're not going to do more than 12 sets pretty much total through this whole workout.
Okay.
But the intensity is going to be up. We're going to go on to the hack squat. I like this hack squat. This is from Max Pump. The reason I like this one is to hit the glutes a little bit more. I can put this platform up. So the platform is up high. It also has this adjustability. I'm putting the seat back all the way up. This is going to force you to fold down a little bit more, and it's going to take the pressure off the quads, more on your glute and hamstrings. So this one is also very heavy. So we're going to start with just a quarter. We're going to start with a quarter on each side.
Here, another one.
There we go. You know what I never understood about public gyms? I have 300 45-pound plates, 325-pound plates. Nobody ever puts them back in the right place. So I'm looking like people stack. It's my pet peeve. This right here is my pet peeve. You ready? There's a 2.5, a 5, a 2.5, then 10s. There's places for these people. Put them back where they go. God damn. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Foot placement?
Foot placement is going to be high. We are going to go, maybe not that high, you're not that tall. I would say about toes right there, so it's a little bit higher because we want that butt to sink down below 90 degrees. Up, unlock. Perfect. You feel the difference with it all the way up like that, right? You're going to get a lot more depth into the glute.
Yeah, I feel the stretch.
The stretch on the glute. It's important, guys. Feeling the stretch is everything. I'm telling you, majority of the strain that you're going to take in exercise is from the stretch, not from the extension. Give us a little bit of a pause down there. There we go. Good. That way we're controlling it at the bottom of the movement. No bouncing. Good. Nice and controlled. Good tension at the bottom. Oh, you can go lower.
Oh.
You cut that one short. You cut that one short. There you go. Stretch, stretch. Good. We got one more. Good. Perfect.
Oh. That's a good one. Adding more?
Hell yeah. So, most gyms have 10-pound plates. Do you guys have 11s? We have 11s.
Had one up them, huh?
Well, you know, the thing is, when we ordered our plates, we got the European weights, which are in kgs. And so our 25s are actually 22s and, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 22s, 11s. We didn't want to be like everybody else. To be honest, it was a mistake. We ordered the right ones, they sent us the wrong ones, and then they sent us the right ones, and we have them all here. But I don't want to unbox 300 plates, so I've kept these ones until they're beat up, and then when they're really beat up, then I'll put the other ones in.
Switch it up.
I'll switch it up.
You mentioned the stretch earlier. Let's talk about that. That's what a lot of people talk about the importance of the stretch.
Oh man, I would say the majority of the exercise, of the benefits of the exercise, are going to be on the stretch of the exercise. And if you notice in the gym, most people when they're doing, let's say like a pec fly, they're doing a pec fly and they're coming out to parallel, but they're never getting that stretch. And that full stretch is really what's going to create most of the hypertrophy in the exercise, right? So on here, on it, especially when you're coming to legs, all the girls want to build glutes, and the glutes really don't engage fully until you break that 90 degrees, right? So that stretch at the bottom, and controlled stretch, right? No bouncing. Oh yeah, there it is. We're almost at failure. We're not quite there yet, right? So you got 2 more reps. 2 more reps. That was almost all the way down. Come on. All the way, full stretch, feel the pause and feel that stretch at the bottom. There we go.
Second exercise, I'm dead.
So that stretch, guys, on every exercise is probably the most important, right? The range of motion and keeping it controlled there. Now, I'm not a big believer in you having to do really, really long, you know, pauses. It doesn't need to take you 8 seconds to do a rep. But I don't think it should take you 2 seconds either, because then you're not controlling it. I think a full rep should be between 3 to 4 seconds, top to bottom, you know, so that you're keeping the control, you're not using momentum, and you're not cheating through the exercise. Also taking the strain off of potentially damaging some joints, right? A lot of people will do some heavy weights and the bottom half of every exercise, they come crashing down. And then they're losing that mind-muscle connection and the engagement in the area we're trying to keep. So here on this, full range of motion all the way down, feeling that stretch, slight pause at the bottom, and just keeping it controlled. Like I said, you don't have to do this crazy time under tension for 10, 15 second reps. I believe that's counterproductive. For the main reason is the amount of cardio failure that it causes. If you're doing these 15-second long reps, you're exhausting all the oxygen out of the muscle, not allowing the muscle itself to go into failure, because you're going into cardiovascular failure before you can actually hit muscle failure. And don't confuse the two, right? Training really, really fast, you can get exhausted of oxygen, but it doesn't mean your workout's effective. And the pump has nothing to do with effectiveness, right? So a lot of guys in the gym are chasing the pump and chasing this, and chasing the pump's gonna get you very little results. How you feel?
Feel pumped.
You feel pumped?
I feel pumped.
Where are you feeling it?
Pumped.
You feeling it in the glutes?
Glutes are for sure pumped.
Do you feel it in your quads still
and the
too?
quads, yeah.
Perfect. So anytime you're doing any compound movements, right? A lot of people want to just, like I said, they chase that pump. So the girls are doing a lot of booty band work. And yes, you can get a pump in the glutes, but are you really putting the muscle under the maximum amount of strain? And I think with those kind of motions and those kind of exercises, it's kind of hard to do. Compound movements, guys, are always going to be the fundamentals for every exercise, which is going to be like when it comes to individual body parts. For legs would be squats, for presses for chest, shoulder presses for shoulder work, bent over rows for your back exercises. These are your compound movements that are going to always be your fundamental basics of your workout. And I like to start with them and then finish with more of the finishing movements. But start with them so that you have all the energy to do them full effectiveness early on in the workout. All right. Last set here. Good. Perfect control. 1, 2. We're going to take this one all the way to failure.
Ooh.
You ready? Wherever that number is. That was a half rep. Come all the way down. I'm not going to let you get stuck. All the way down, all the way down. All right, there we go. Good. You can go lower. You can go lower. There you go, right there. I know you feel like you're done. Now that you feel like you're done, you got 2 more. You ready? 2 more. 1 more. Perfect. Good. That's a little bit of a lesson. Why is it important? The importance of having a coach or a training partner or a good trainer is the brain will give out before the legs do, I promise. Right? So in a situation like this, where you probably would have stopped if you're on your own 2 or 3 reps sooner, right? You're capable of doing it. You just need someone to convince you that you got more left in the tank.
Right.
And so that is really one of the most important parts about having a good trainer, right?
Yep.
Having a good trainer who's actually observant.
Having a good trainer like this guy.
Yeah. They got to be observant and they got to be engaged, right?
Yep.
Because number one, safety. Number two is just anybody, I don't care how capable you are, how motivated you are, a good training partner or a good trainer will elevate your training. A bad training partner will distract from your training. So choose your circle wisely, choose your trainers wisely, because it will have a lot to do with your results. And so that's why we only have the best here at OG Gym.
Only the elite.
All right, we're in the rock bottom room here, which is the booty room here at One Gen Gym. We keep it a little darker in here because, you know, glutes are romantic. No. The girls like it dark. I don't know why they like it dark. I come in every day and turn the lights up and they all get angry, so whatever. So what we're gonna do is, this is the max pump. This is the incline adductor. It's one of my favorite machines for hitting that outer part of the glute. And most people do these light. We are not gonna do these light. We're gonna do the first set a little light as a warm up, but we're gonna do some heavy failure sets here. So let's go.
Let's do it.
This should be fairly light for you.
How many reps? 10?
Yeah, we're gonna do a warm up set, 10 reps. 4, 5. I lied. Let's do 15. That's really light. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. Easy. All right?
Easy. So easy.
On each side. Now we're adding another 45 to each side.
All right, glutes. Let's do it.
So,
Pep talk.
you talk to them?
We got it. Okay.
Talk to the glutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, keep going. 10. Keep going. 12, 13, 14. One more. All right, those glutes are strong. We gotta go heavier.
My knees are sweating. Gosh.
Catch your breath. Don't go too quick. Let's rest for a second. So let's talk about that, the rest period. People want to know, how long do you rest between sets? That's individualized based off of your fitness level, right? I talked about that cardiovascular, fatigue. And what we want to make sure of is that between each set, you want to have your breathing. A good indicator is having your breathing back to normal, to where you're not overly breathing hard. If you're overly breathing hard, then your body's still depleted of oxygen, which means it can limit the amount of repetitions you can get. So more importantly than training quickly, is training effectively. So making sure that you get your breathing back down to normal, and then you can perform the next set, where normally you may be able to get 15 reps, but if you go too quickly, you might get 8, 9 reps. And that's not because the muscles aren't capable of it, it's just because the depletion of oxygen in the muscle is not capable.
Also, to add to that, you don't rest long enough, you compromise your form just to get the weight up, you're not getting an effective exercise at that point.
Absolutely. So, you ready? So you swim and run and everything, so her cardio's good. It takes me 10 minutes between every set.
I don't know about this one.
Oh, no. So we're gonna go heavy. I want you to lose the hands.
Okay, where do I put my hands?
I'm gonna spot you so that you're not over spotting yourself. You ready? Full range of motion. We're gonna do some forced reps. 1, 2, come on. 3, 4, 5. Give me a pause at the end. Squeeze. 6. There we go. That's it. Good contraction. Good. 7. Good squeeze. 8. Good. 2 more. 9. No, we got more. I lied. 2 more now. Let's go.
Stop lying to me.
1 more. It's my favorite thing to do. Good.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh. They need a pep talk.
What I'm gonna do with you on this one is because I feel like I maybe went a little heavy for you to get a full range, but always a good tool to use, right? It's called pre-exhaustion. So right now we went heavy, got you tired. I'm gonna take one of these off each side and I'm gonna have you do some full range mode sets. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's get it. Let's take it all the way to failure on this one. Let's go. All the way out and squeeze. 2. Hold it. Hold it. 3. There you go. Squeeze. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Come on. 9. 10. So you can't do them. 12. 13. 2 more. 1 more. Oh, there it is. Good. And for you guys that think that rock bottom is just for girls, you're wrong. Guys, you need to be doing these exercises. A lot of, in all divisions, classic physique, men's bodybuilding, 212s, man. One of the most impressive body parts is when they ask you to turn around in the back and those glutes are striated and developed. And that is, that's a difference in a lot of shows between being in the first call out and not placing. So a lot of guys could develop quads, everything else, but man, when you turn to the back, you hit a back double bicep and those glutes are striated and developed, man, that really separates the men from the boys when it comes to those divisions. So don't neglect your glute training.
You know where they build that at? Rock bottom.
Yeah, rock bottom. We could have made it a little more like masculine name for it though, right? Like rock bottom. It works. So a lot of people are at, you know, it's the secret of training, of building good glutes. And I see a lot of people doing a lot of band work and a lot of those things, and I said those are fine, but the fundamentals of building glutes is squats, right? So in order to have striated muscle in an area, it's just having a lot of dense muscle in that area. The more dense muscle you have in that body part, the closer that pushes to the fascia, the sooner you see the striations in that area, right? It's just how much dense muscle do you have there. So if you, like I said, if you had a guy who's 140 pounds and you get him to 4% body fat, we call those like Abercrombie models, right? That's like a runway model. They're just thin. They're lean, but they're thin. You can have somebody at the same percentage body fat, but they're 240 pounds and they look shredded. That's because it's just exposing what's underneath. So if you don't have a lot of dense muscle, you're not gonna see that hard look and the striations and the vascularity. If they have a lot of dense muscle, you're gonna see those muscle fibers, you're gonna see, so it's all about how much muscle you have, volume you have in those individual body parts. So when a guy goes, I just gotta get more conditioned to get my glutes, it's not necessarily being more conditioned, you just need more dense muscle in that area, right? And how do you build dense muscle in glutes? I tell you, typically, and this is true, if you look at most of the guys in the gym, some of the best glutes in the gym will be on the guys because they squat. And a lot of pro bodybuilders do a lot of squat motions. Now, when I say squat, doesn't mean a standard free bar squat. You can do free bar squats, but I'm talking about hack squats, machine squats, deep leg presses, right? There's several variations of squats. I have like 9 different variations of squat machines in this gym. But that motion of doing that deep squat is such a fundamental exercise to building that kind of dense muscle in the glutes, which is very hard to accomplish with just doing kickbacks and doing band work. You're not gonna recruit that much muscle fiber doing those to build that much density in the glutes. And so the best glutes in the gym, and like with the wellness competitors, all my wellness girls, we are doing a lot of squats, different forms of squats. And that's the foundation for building glutes. And so the other things are like finishing movements. It's saying like doing biceps, you know, you gotta do some good heavy curls. Then you could do some different kind of isolation curls on top of it. But really what's gonna develop like is just that heavy motion, point A to point B. And that is what squats are for legs and glutes. So we're now on to hip thrust. Now this is an exercise which is another compound movement for glutes. And this one we are gonna do a lot of heavy weight on this, but range of motion is important again. So Big stretch at the bottom to the point to where you like tap at the bottom, but what you don't want to ever do is take pressure off. So I see what a lot of girls make the mistake on this machine is they come all the way back down and then they sit. And then that takes the pressure off that stretch of the muscle, and kind of you lose that entire negative part of this exercise, right? So you want to make sure you're never losing pressure at the bottom. You can come down and kind of use it as a guide just to tap and go back up, but you don't ever want to just sit and get rid of it, which is also why I'm not a fan of box squats, but we'll get into that another time. All the way up and squeeze, down, big stretch, good. Perfect. 5, 6, you want 15 on here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good. So one thing I noticed you're doing very well, and this should be used as an example, because on the positive on the way up, you're a little faster, but you can actually control your negative a lot more. And that's the proper way to do it. Most people would do it the opposite. They come up and then they kind of just release it and let it kind of fall. And you're losing so much of that exercise by doing that. Here you did it perfect. A little slower control, like a 2-second, 3-second negative, and then like a 1-second positive. And that's the explosiveness on the way up is very acceptable, but you don't want to just drop and let the weight come down. How you did it was perfect speed. Let's get it, 15 reps.
All right.
Perfect. I'm a big fan of progressive overload, so constantly increasing. 3, 4, perfect. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, come on. 9, this is when it gets hard. 10, good. I'm gonna help you at the top. 4 more. Last one. Squeeze. Good. Perfect. Whew. Perfect. That's a good weight. We're gonna keep it there.
Whew.
We're gonna finish up one more set here for glutes. I'm gonna do a little finisher on your quads. We're just gonna do leg extensions for a few sets. And honestly, it's just gonna be 2 sets on leg extensions. But it's gonna be 2 really brutal sets. And then we'll be done. And that's it. So we did a total, right? 3 sets on the split squat, 3 sets on the hack squat, 3 sets on adductor, 3 sets here on hip thruster. And then we're gonna finish off 2 sets on there. So like I said, we're staying low total sets. And every one of those had 1 warm-up set. So it was really 2 working sets on each exercise. Not too much volume, but the intensity is there, taking it to failure in each exercise, not just total volume of the workout, just exhausted. Better recovery, and we all know you grow when you recover, not when you train. So the faster we can do this, the more effective we can have this workout, the faster we're into recovery, the better we're gonna grow.
I'm seeing stars now.
Stars are in the building.
Whew. All right, set number 3.
You ready?
Yes.
Your last one here, you got 15 reps.
Okay.
Wow. Last set, best set, come on. 2, 3, 4, good control. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, good. 10, that's a good sign. So she hit failure a little sooner this time. That means the muscle's exhausted. Come on. You need 2 more. 1 more. Good.
I feel the burn.
So let's go finish up on leg extensions and just get that full burn finished off. This one's gonna burn, I'm sorry.
At least he said sorry.
All right guys, so we're gonna finish here with leg extensions. I set this thing up really far back so we get the pre-stretch. So on here, we're gonna do range of motion. We're gonna do 3 different foot positions in 1 set. This is just a finisher, guys. So we're gonna finish off the quads. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with toes in. We're gonna do 10 repetitions in, 10 straight, 10 out, right? And a full range of motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, by about 15, it's really gonna burn. After 10, we're gonna go straight. Good, toe straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's the burn. 6, 7, good control. 8, 9, 10, heels in, toes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, good squeeze. 5, good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more. 10, good. Rest.
Whew.
How's that feel?
That burns.
That's a good quad burn right there.
Quads. Whew. One more set?
1 more set. Catch your breath. This is the last set. We're only doing 2 sets here to finish off. 2, full range. 3, good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Toes straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heels in, toes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Sit.
Whew.
Done. Done.
Dead.
I'll tell you what, the best trainers in the world are the ones that lead from the front. You just kicked butt in this workout today.
You kicked my butt.
Yeah, but you know what, that you got great strength, really good control. I didn't need to teach you anything today. Really, it was just me pushing you a little bit further than you push yourself. And that's a great point, guys. It's not about whatever level you are. The best of the best in the world have coaches, right? I coach some of the best athletes in the world, and early on, it's for the knowledge. But aside from the knowledge, guys, it's the push, it's the dedication, it's the motivation, it's the accountability. And that's the key points to being a great trainer. Happy to have you here on board. It's going to be one of the best trainers we got. And we are going to kick some ass. So if you're looking to get your ass kicked,
Come train.
Come train, let's go. One Gen Gym.
Let's do it.